Alright, new video on my shearwater. Done a couple additions in the last couple months, so we're gonna go through that. Gonna start bow to stern. Gonna go through a couple of the little things so some of the new people can figure out some of the older mods. Got the DIY keel guard still on there a year later. It's a little beat up, but still working. Magellan fish bag painted to match. I usually just use those little ball bungees to secure it. Sometimes I don't take it, I'll just leave it off and just use a stringer. Depends on what I'm going for. The marinemat all the way through the front. The original, the pod underneath the seat. Can't see it, but also did underneath the rear tank well. Got the yak power system. That's all ran off the battery in the pod. So the battery's inside the pod. And you get power from the battery from the pod running to inside the hole. And then from that connection there, it goes inside the hole straight to the yak power system, which is right here, right next to my seat. Got the B is for the bow lights. M is for midship, so I did the LED button lights. 4 in the front, 2 in the back. And then I still have, 1, 2, 3 extra ports that I don't use because the Fishfinder has its own on and off button. So I just use the on and off button on the Fishfinder. Speaking of the Fishfinder, Garmin Striker 4 CV Mighty mount to a Yak Attack Garmin mount. Garmin, and then the 3D printed visor. And then I also have the USB voltmeter. Got all the wires covered with rod socks that I cut up. Shout to Yak Hobby, Aaron Arndt. Got the pod pucks going on. Much stronger than the stock ones. Also of his, I have the prawn clips. I don't know if you can see that, but that, I forget what he calls those. I always forget what he calls those, but it's to, when you put it in the lower C position, it tightens it up. And of course the big stick, Tsunami Red. Sorry, it's a little windy out here. Got the Yak Gadget pod with the hobie click and goes. Easy in, easy out. Boom, that's it. It's as easy as it gets. Got that tethered in. Yakgear fish grip holster, which is nice. Gets it out of the way. It doesn't get in the way when paddling or pedaling. Keeps it off the deck. Also got the 6-inch Mighty mounts. If I could go back, I'd probably do the 9-inch ones, but these are fine. With the Yak Attack Omega Pro. Still have the light on the drawer. I'm pretty sure it still works. I'm not sure. No, it still works. That's the light I had originally before I did the yak power. And of course the drawer. Got the little bungee mod at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Right there. So it doesn't slide out. Got the drawer organizers. In there. Still a bunch of baits, sinkers, whatever, tools. So I originally had this mod. I know Aaron put the tie down there particularly for this mod, but I already had it. So I just ran it through here, bungee cord to the hobie style clip. It unclips from there, bring it forward on that, and then boom, holds the fins down against the hole. I've actually been using that a lot with the Bixby. Instead of taking the drive out altogether, I just bungee it like that while I'm using the Bixby. That way I don't even have to take the drive out. Yak Attack HD anchor trolley. All the way. That works fine. What else? Got the pliers there hooked up to the strap. I just put these on today. The Night Eyes cam buckles. I just cut the old buckle out, and then these are like much tighter. And I'm hoping, or I hear they won't. I'm hoping they won't loosen up over time, so you have to keep fixing it. Got this little cheap yakpad on Amazon. Excuse me. A little extra back support. It was cheap, I think like 25 bucks or something. Perch, of course, a necessity on the shearwater. Waterproof 3600s. And then so most of you guys remember I did the bar mat underneath there to keep them up off the water that collects there. Still got the plain old 3600 soft crate. I took one of the little side pouches off. You'll see why in a second. It works fine. I don't know. I might get the Yak Gadget XD crate. In here I just keep random sinkers, my actual anchor system, knife, dry box for my wallet and car keys. And then these things are awesome. If you don't have one already, get one. Just a soft plastic binder. Tiedowns for the cart. With the triple rod holder on there. I mainly use that to keep the net. Usually keep the rods in the actual rod holders. Upgraded my cooler to the Arctic 20, I believe it is. And it's like light years ahead of the Walmart one. Actually keeps ice for more than 8 hours. John Papa mods, got the eyelets with the John Papas on there, and those have never failed me, so I haven't messed with them at all. Just left it the way it is. The rudder still is fully removable for storage. Got my paddle, just a cheap paddle, but it's extendable up to 260 centimeters. I I got those on the infamous lunchbox paddle extenders. If you don't know what those are, don't ask me because you don't want them. You don't want to buy anything from that company, but they do work pretty well. If you don't have these, I'd recommend the Yakgear ones. I think he calls them side tracks or something like that. And then I added the 3/4 inch. It's actually for a anchor light for a boat, but my anchor stick can fit there. If I ever have to take it off to get underneath some brush or whatever, I can take it off, or I could use it for storing. The Yakgear quick stop, which is over here. Only thing I've done to that is slather some blue Loctite on these because they will loosen up over time. And then I flipped the pulley so it's on the inside, and it's a smoother angle to go into the hole for the side steering, left hand side steering, which I don't use. I did add this clip as well, so you don't have to tie any knots or anything. Just unclip it, take this off. Easy money. Added the stainless tip to it. Also, I don't know if you can see that, but I added the T handle to it on top. And then that comes out the side steering handle right there. And I just use a quick clip. I got this thing wrapped around this right now. But it's got it on this zigzag cleat, so it's easy up, easy down. Just give it a little tug, drops. You can zigzag it down, or you just pull up the line, bring it up, and it's easy to zigzag up. And that's that. Recently got this idea from, I think it was Mike Payne. This is actually a remote mount for a torpedo from Yak Attack. And it's nice because you can move it, you can shift it around however you want, you can angle it however you want. I think I'm going to cut this excess off here. I'd already marked it. I think I'm going to cut it off to the shape of the Bixby. I'm probably definitely never getting a torpedo at this point, so I'm probably going to cut this excess off and just shape it to the Bixby remote. What else? Oh well, yeah, the Bixby. So I took that this had another little pouch here. I took that pouch off. That way my my Bixby battery fits right here on the side. Perfect. Held in. It's not plugged in right now, but you get the point. It plugs right in. I did cover the bright blue wire with another rod sock, just because why not? And the Bixby. Thing's pretty awesome. First time I took it out, I think I had this line too tight, so I didn't have any of this slack here. So the damn thing was not dropping all the way, but now it just drops, boom, drops perfectly and locks in. That's my problem, is it wasn't locking in as well because I had it so tight that I had no wire, so I think it was running like this, tilted up, making it go slower and like thrusting up when you went into reverse out of the water. So make sure if you ever do, just leave some slack there, that way it goes up or it goes all the way down. And it is hard as hell to bring up sometimes, but it goes. That's pretty much it. The rear keel guard still there, holding on. Starting to wear thin on the back a little bit, but it's still on there. It's been almost a year. That's about it, man. I don't think I'm gonna do much else to her. I'm probably lying, but whatever. Maybe a Yak Gadget XD crate. I'm thinking I might go with. I like the look of it. The only thing is I'm hoping it'll be enough room to keep my cooler in there, because usually I go out for a long time, 8-10 hours. I have to have the cooler. Oh yeah, I also got the homemade light, and this one, as you can see, it breaks down just like the Yak Attack Busy Carbon Pro, and then boom, just clicks right in, and it's got the waterproof light on the top. That's all she wrote. There she is in all her glory. I was gonna go out today, but it was windy as hell. It was like 30-mile-an-hour winds on the coast. Maybe tomorrow I'll take it out on the local lake, because it's supposed to be windy again. But that's about it. Let me know if you guys have any questions at all about any of the mods. Peace.